Some time ago, I got this very nice Decca Model 66 gramophone. I got it quite cheap because it is missing the front part of its tone arm, usually a death sentence to any kind of gramophone. But lately, I've been thinking I could probably get some kind of 3D printed tube going, which could screw into there and connect to my 3D printed soundbox and get this thing sounding great again, which it actually might do because it has a very long folded horn inside. Can't wait to try it out. Now, looking at pictures and videos of this gramophone and also tracing the path of the tone arm with my fingers, I do have a feeling that this would be an acceptable position for the needle. Let's see. Well, that's it. It should print for about 3 hours. I don't know if it's perfect, but I think it'll be fine. Well, I just tried the mechanism again and it's quite silent. I'll have to take it out and take a look if someone already lubricated something. But besides that, I'll have to take it out anyways because the screws there were essentially all stripped. And I do have to renew the holes a little bit to make the screws bite again. Wow, take a look at that. Swiss made. Interesting. Interesting mechanism. It doesn't really seem like it's been re-lubricated in any way, but since it's incredibly silent, I think I'll just leave it like it is. And I will only tackle those stripped out screw holes, or I mean, it's essentially completely destroyed, right? Yeah, I have to clean it out too. But here you can see the horn. It really is a long, folded, big horn, incredibly big. Oh, it feels bigger than the one in the HMV 101. I actually found one of those missing washers inside of there. Great. And by the way, 1931. Nice. Found all missing pieces and glued them back on. I'll just leave this overnight and, well, guess I can try it tomorrow. There it is. I guess I'll see if my measurements are right. Well, it didn't work. I'll have to put the sound box about 2 millimeters back in this direction, and I'll have to increase the diameter of the tube for it to actually screw in the first part of the tone arm. Alignment seems to be quite nice. It does pass the spindle. One problem that's left is what I've done here is I essentially made the tube slightly bigger diameter, and I let the thread inside of this tube cut itself into the plastic. Now, obviously, it's very stiff now. It doesn't move. But I think if I just sit here for a few hours and turn this in all directions, I think it will loosen up and it will work. This really only took a few minutes, not hours, but it's moving quite freely. I think I'll just continue turning it for a few more minutes, then I'll get it out, clean up all of the plastic that remains, and try to lubricate it. The thread is cut, maybe not as perfectly as I would have liked it, but it's fine. I also cleaned out this part, and I think I'll use some lithium grease. Let's see, maybe it's good enough. Seems to work very well. I think that's it. Now I just need to let this cure, and tomorrow I can try this gramophone. Next day, Not quite 24 hours later. I think I can put it back together again. Well, that's not good. I guess I can leave it like that for now, but I'll have to do a revision. The tracking angle might not be quite right, but I am using a Burmese color needle, so it shouldn't be too hard on the record, and this is a rather worn one anyway, so I don't really care that much. We'll see. Well, it has been almost 2 weeks since my last failure, and I almost gave up on this project because, you know, 3D modeling the perfect part for this to get a good tracking angle is quite complicated. But then I got thinking, well, I mean, this is made out of 3D printed plastic. I could just use a hair dryer, make it a little softer, heat it up, make it soft, and bend it into place. And well, this worked. Absolutely fantastic. Very nice tracking angle. Let's see how it sounds. Sounds pretty good. I don't know if it beats my HMV 101, but it definitely punches above what I would have expected when I first saw it, especially with this kind of reflector dish design. I'm impressed. I did have a bit of distortion. This is because this 3D printed soundbox here, that's one of my not so good samples. I did find out that there is quite a bit of variation, and I do have to be very careful when adjusting those two brackets with the ball bearings inside. If they aren't perfectly adjusted, you will get distortion. But either way, I'm happy. Just one more minor afterthought, since this whole system is now very light, it only has a tracking force of about 30 grams. So maybe some of the distortion came from the fact that it's so light. I'm actually impressed that it did track the record as well as it did. But anyway, since it still sounded okay and didn't really seem to damage the record in any way, I'm inclined to just leave it that way. And one final thing. I am actually able to close the gramophone. No issues here. If you want to see more videos like this, I guess like and subscribe. And until next time.